Welcome here to Passau, the Stereo MCs. It's awesome to have you guys here on this pretty small but traditional festival we have here. How have your first impressions about the festival been? Like, what have you seen about it, and how did you feel? Like, how are the people doing? Is it good? Don't you like it? Do you like it? What do you like about it? What can you tell us?
So far everybody's been really friendly, you know, trying to help us out with everything we need, and it seems like the crowd is very lively considering it's quite cold and it's been raining.
Yeah, it's nice, man. I mean, we only been here a couple of hours, but it's beautiful countryside, and yeah, it should be cool.
Now coming to you guys, I mean, you've been on stage for so many years, you've done a lot of things. I think there's countless numbers of influences you had in your whole career. Your music was described as trip-hop, acid jazz, house. What would you yourself describe your style of music as?
Probably not as any of those things. I'd say if we'd describe ourselves as dirty electro funk. You know, I think we try to make people dance. We want to make music that's contemporary, and our roots are in hip-hop, but we're not a hip-hop group. But that's where we come from. But we're a modern band, and we want to make music that will make people move now and put our message across on top of that. I think that's probably how I'd describe it.
The way you started, I read that your first album you made, you produced it already on your own label. This is not something like that happens on a regular basis. Can you tell us how this has worked out? You started as producers, and how worked it out?
Well, it wasn't. Our first album wasn't really. We kind of we'd written some tracks and we'd recorded them, and we thought, well, if we just take them to a big record company, it'll be the same as always. It'll be like, oh yeah, play us some more stuff. So we met somebody. We started a record label called G Street Records. We built a little studio. We put our record out first on the label, but then Island Records heard it and they signed us as well. So we were kind of on our own label, but on Island Records as well. And with our own label, we kind of put out a lot of other records, you know, like from the Jungle Brothers to Queen Latifah, you know, just like loads of different music. And then, you know, we kind of moved away from that and just kind of signed to Island. And, you know, I think the thing is, if you want to make music, you got to do as much of it yourself, because I think record companies sort of respond to that if they can see that you're doing it, you know, and, you know, putting everything into it, and your name's getting around because of that. Then they kind of, you know, they get interested, and in a way that's better because you can do it on your own terms.
About future, about your plans. This summer you're gonna tour around Europe, I guess, having a lot of festivals on tour. What are your plans for doing afterwards?
Well, we weren't really going to do that many shows this year, but they kind of people started asking us to do shows, so we're kind of meant to be making a new album, but we're doing shows. We're like doing Glastonbury, we're doing a couple of things in Ibiza at a club called Pasha with Fedi Legrand. We're doing another festival in Germany. You know, just a few things round and about. You know, like we want to kind of do it so that we're doing a few bits and we can record as well, because we did like about 50 or 60 shows last year. So, you know, we want to kind of keep making some music.
You're talking about you being in the studio and producing the new album. You have a schedule already when you want to release it?
I don't know if schedule is the right sort of word, you know, but we sort of work on music all the time, so you're sort of constantly turning your computer on and off whenever you've got time in between your travelling, and then when we got days off we'll be back in the studio, you know, making tracks. and that's really what we've been doing since the beginning of the year. You know, we'll be working in the studio, then we'll be off somewhere DJing, then we'll be getting ourselves together for doing some gigs, and you know, so you're up and down all the time, so you have to sort of find a balance, you know what I mean? And hopefully, you know, in a few weeks we'll find a bit more time where we can just like get a constant thread down in the studio where you can concentrate a little bit harder. But you can't complain, you know, you can do anything these days. You got a laptop, you know, you can, you're man in a suitcase, you know.
We got we've actually got an EP sort of coming out any day now, which is like a remix EP. We've got like 6 remixes of tracks off our last album, with remixes from Don Diablo, Dances with White Girls, Have Mercy, and High Ranking and Gito, and it's also been made into an apps on an Apple on the iPhone, which you can download one song for free. Hang on a sec, it'll start in a minute. So you can remix it.
You get all the tracks coming up separately, yeah. So you can.
And there it is.
You can remix it, break it down to the a cappella, break it down to the drums and the bass. You know, just have the synth line running. Do your own little mixes whilst you're going down on the underground, you know.
That's available on the Apple app store on Monday.
It's fab.
That's great. Then, therefore, everybody can try it, how it is to have dub plates and things like this. This is awesome.
Yeah, and they can just check out your beat and go, you know, you can kind of go, what? How do they put that beat together, you know? And they can just solo it and kind of go, oh, you know what I mean?
So you could even take the fans participating thing even a step further than just in concerts. You even want the fans to participate in your music?
Sit there on the bus and remix our songs.
All right. It was a pleasure to have you here, guys. I say thanks.
No, thank you, mate.
Enjoy your show tonight.
Thank you.
And enjoy the festival.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
Take it
Peace,
good.
yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you.